So today I'm gonna try out accidentally having no tongue on my boot, on the left boot. I know that that's something that people do by design sometimes. This wasn't by design, but I'll give it a try. Crusty under the hub. Redemption room. So even though the snow looks like lovely powder, it's really just a tiny bit of powder on top of a breakable crust. So you go to about right there. That's the crust layer, maybe a little under an inch down. But then the crust layer can break down that far. Okay, so I'll give you a feel for how this meadows skiing. And I think the bigger limiting factor than not having a tongue on my left boot is the crust layer beneath the powder. Some spots are just powder, but once you get a little more out in the open, you notice that crust. So I'll take my conservative line right here. Might actually be a little crustier, but allows me to stay slower. Whew. That's easy for me. Whew. Oh, crust creates a rut that it's hard to get your ski out of. You try to pizza to slow down and the rut just crosses your skis. Here's the lower meadow that consists of willows. This is also crusty, but might actually be a little more predictable. I think your skis are going to turn and then they catch the crust. Alright, I think this is the spot today. I think in today's conditions, I'm better off skiing faster. If I get going fast enough, I don't really feel that crust. And it just feels like I'm surfing or floating. The skis are kind of just free to pivot, but they're also not out of control. And that's a wonderful feeling. See my previous ruts reflecting the animals a bit on that one. That's just another sensation for me to get used to and to try to master. Well, as a moral to the story, I think I'm going to end up taking the tongue off the right boot and just kind of going with the intuition liners and 2 buckles. You can see I've still got plastic up to there on the sides. It's not like a huge gap of open tongue, and I think my feet will stay warm enough. And I have another pair of T2s that I'll keep the tongues on for when I expect to maybe do something that's a little more demanding, but really I think this will be a nice setup. I definitely feel that I have a little more range of motion moving my shin up above that top buckle, but I still get plenty of the advantages of using plastic. Okay, another day, another line to ski. Today I have the tongue off of both left and right boots, and I'll test that out. This slope right here that I'll be skiing has some southwestern exposure, so definitely a little more solid, but it's also snowed a bit the last couple days. I think it'll be easy enough to control. The crust will be deep enough. It's not bad. I can definitely feel the crust. It's not bottomless soft snow. My tails seem to be catching it a bit, but it's pretty good snow, good skiing. All right, well, I followed the mountain around to the north face, and I wanted to ski from higher than any of the trees, so these are the 2 highest trees, if you want to call them that. Crumholds kind of shaped trees. But that means that right here for the next 100 feet or so of this descent, it is a little more exposed to the wind, and it's crusty. So I'll just do some survival skiing until maybe I find something a little more sheltered, and I'll try to just traverse the slope a bit. Right there, that's just wind-scoured crust. In this flat light, it's kind of hard to differentiate visually between a softer surface and a crustier surface. I don't mind traversing. It's kind of buttery over here. Might be time to find a fall line. Oh, there's the butter. That looks like the creek I almost fell in the other time I skied down this slope. Little dimples in the snowpack tell me I must be crossing over that creek, which is sketching me out a little bit. I think if I stay to the left over here, and maybe avoid it. Okay. Right here, I can't tell where that creek is. Nice. Guess I'll last as long as the daylight does on these slopes here. Okay, let's see if she goes. All right, nice. Right onto the Bemrose ski surface. Scarpa T2s with no tongues, top buckle undone, and Volet switchback binding. I'd say the kick and glide is quite acceptable. And the range of motion, of course, too.